Hey, it's Brendan Payne with Century 21, the Harrelson Group here along the Grand Strand, and I appreciate you watching another market update that I continue to share with you. Things that are going on in the market that are affecting property values and the market overall. So normally, if you follow these updates that I do, I'm usually talking about stats in the market and values and things that are going on with inventory. And I'm going to send another update this month on that. But I wanted to send this update in regards to something that a lot of us are seeing in the mail, which is the tax notifications that our property taxes may be going up. And in the environment that we're in, the last year or two, we've seen significant increases in insurance. Of course, interest rates are up. The last thing we want to see is our property taxes going up. But the reality is that many of us and many of you that are watching this are likely going to get one of these notices. So I wanted to make sure that you have as much information as possible about what it is and how do you use it if you have a question or you have an objection to it. So we'll jump right in, and this, you'll notice if and when you get one of these and you open it up, it's going to say right across the top, it says, "This is not a bill." And it's not. It's a notification that your bill that comes in October is going to be going up. So in Horry County, in Georgetown County, we typically will get our tax bills in October-ish, end of third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. And they're usually January 15th is the due date. Okay, so that bill is going to come a little bit down the line. Now what you're getting is a notification that your bill is likely going to be more. And what you're going to notice on there, there's a few values that they give you, and they can be a little confusing. They're going to give you a taxable value. They're going to give you what they're referring to as a market value. And then your new, I think they call it the new assessed value. And so the reason that those are important is if you are noticing on your market value that it's significantly out of the range of what you think the property should be, that's a good indicator of that's why the tax bill went up or will be going up when you get it in October. And there is an appeal process or an objection process. Now, when you think about market value, it can be a little bit confusing because how are they coming up with market value for every single property in the county? They didn't come to my home and do any type of walkthrough or any type of appraisal. So remember, this is going to be typically generated from just data, just sale records, and within a certain zip code, here's average price, square footage price. And since they're not in every home to see where does it sit within the community, what upgrades and what improvements have been done, it's really hard to establish a market value. But that's what it's listed as on the notification that you're going to get. And that's what's indicating whether or not you're going to be going up in your tax bill that you're responsible for paying. So if you believe that your market value on there is significantly out of touch with what the reality of the market is, then there is an appeal and an objection process that you can go through. Now I'm going to show you, I'm share my screen here quickly so that you can take a look at the links that I'm going to send you that are in the email. And the links are simply going to be to the county website. And this first one, you'll see it asks or it answers a lot of the questions that you may have. Property tax assessment concerns. It goes through here and gives you a lot of the reference points that you may need. Okay. The second one, should you choose to appeal, you say the market value is significantly higher than I think it is in reality. So I want to appeal or do the objection process. Here is the real property appeal form. Okay. And through here, you've got obviously the information for yourself and the property itself. And then down here, just so you know, when you go through and do this process, if you choose to do that, then you have to state your specific reason for your appeal of market value. Now, typically that would be referencing actual data, previous sales that support a different market value for your home. And then, of course, then they're asking you for, okay, if you're objecting to this and you're giving us some data that says it should be less, then what do you believe it is? Okay. So that's the process that you would go through. Now, I know from years past, this is not a new process. This has been in place for as long as I've been selling along the Grand Strand. In some circumstances, then even after the appeal, the county doesn't change. But in many circumstances, I've seen sellers get relief from any up or any increases in their taxes by this process. So I can't tell you whether or not it makes sense for you to do that appeal. It would depend on how far off you believe it is, and if it's worth the time for you to try to pull some of that back. But obviously, with insurance costs and the cost of everything they are now, I just wanted to make sure that you had the information. If you get one of these notifications, you know what it is, and you know that you have options to appeal or object to it if that comes along. So if you need anything from myself or my team in this process, don't hesitate to reach out. And if you have any questions on what, a little bit more accurate idea of what your market value is, please feel free to reach out to me. You don't have to be in the process of selling or thinking about it. Even if you just want to get an updated market value of where you're at, feel free to reach out to me anytime. And again, thank you so much for allowing me to continue to be your resource here along the Grand Strand, and hope to talk with you soon. Bye-bye.